Back to my page. Today I'm going to be talking about something very near and dear to me. If you have a performance horse, you know a lot of performance horses can be incredibly quirky. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a difference between a quirk and pain. The biggest things is when I saddle Storm, she can kind of go out to like try to cow kick me, and then when I cinch her up, she squeals. And so everybody's like, oh, you know, she's probably in pain or she probably has ulcers. Unless you talk to a vet, don't let people tell you about your own horse, because 9 times out of 10 they're probably wrong and they don't know your horse. So I'm going to show you guys how I know that she doesn't have ulcers and that she doesn't have back pain. But I'm going to start this video at home and I'm going to show you how she acts at home, because she's a completely different horse when she's out at home versus when she's out in public. So at home, I started by palpitating down her back. So I literally just put pressure. There's pressure points down their back that if they're in pain, like it's gonna hurt if you put a ton of pressure. And like right now, you can already tell she's like getting angry with me. That's just how she is. She's just incredibly quirky, but she performs well enough that I can kind of look past them. But I palpitated down her back and you can see here she's kind of reacting, and at home didn't even react a little bit. So I'm just gonna keep doing it. She's good. And then you can check also for their ulcers. Like your vet can kind of show you where. Typically they take something kind of rough and they just kind of draw a line up. A horse that has ulcers is gonna react in pain because it's where it's gonna hurt. So we've got the foregut ulcers and we've got hindgut ulcers. She is a little bit twitchy, but she's always that way. Like she's just a very reactive horse. She doesn't like flies landing on her and stuff. She's not reacting in pain is my bigger thing. She's not cow kicking, she's not squealing, and that's what you're looking for. And you can see like I'm putting a heavy amount of pressure here, still no reaction. That's what you want. We're gonna go back to the foregut ulcers. We're gonna go back to the hindgut ulcer. If she was in pain, this is the horse that's gonna tell you she's in pain. If you have a horse that's a performance horse, they're gonna have some pretty big quirks, and you just have to get used to them and not let other people tell you, oh, your horse has problems. I think it's not worth training her out of it. I think that if I try to beat her into submission, I don't think she's gonna perform nearly as well as she does. I'm gonna saddle her for you guys and I'm gonna show you how much of a brat she is and how quirky she is. And I'm also gonna brush her out and show you that it's just who she is. The quirky ones are typically the best performing horses, and you just have to understand that. If you're a beginner, it's probably not for you, but it's stuff you have to learn to live with. I've had to learn to live with it with Storm. If I were ever to sell her, I'd have a list this big telling them about all of her issues. She doesn't, oh. Wow, she was actually nice. Oh, there she goes. There's nothing wrong with her neck. She's not in any pain. Like I've had this horse scoped for ulcers. I take her to the vet. I've had her body scanned, bone scanned, everything. Like this horse is not in pain. She's just quirky. And it's fine to go to your vet and ask them to do all that stuff just to make sure that your horse isn't in pain. But there's definitely ways for you to check yourself. If your horse does act cinchy, they could have ulcers. They could just not like to be cinched. I mean, when you tighten your own belt, it kind of hurts. That's why when I do it, I tighten her up a little bit here, I walk out, I tighten her up, and then before I get on her, I tighten her up one more time. I'm not I'm gonna make you blow all your breath out kind of girl. Some people are that way, it's totally fine. Every horse is different. If you tried to do that on Storm, she's probably gonna kick you. So let me saddle her up and I'll show you guys. Okay, and again, you guys just saw that when I palpitated her back, when I pushed for ulcers, no reaction. Most of the time I go to saddle her and she goes to try to cow kick me. She doesn't like it. That time I'm kind of shocked. Of course, when I need her to do it is the times that she doesn't. If it's something you don't mind and it's something you can learn to get around, you know, you won't see me like this during her saddle on. I'm gonna be up here. If I try to beat that out of her, I'm probably gonna beat the performance out of her. I don't think that it's worth training. It doesn't affect my life in any way. If she tries to cow kick me when I saddle her, she's obviously not in pain. It's just her odd quirkiness. There are things that I'm gonna have to deal with owning her, like having to do her back feet because she won't let people touch her. And knowing that if I throw a blanket on her, she might try to cow kick me, and just learning how to live with that. But there are definitely ways for you at home, and definitely do it at home where they're the most comfortable, where they're not going to be super reactive. If your horse doesn't like to be saddled, really palpitate down their back. They might actually be sore. They might actually be super reactive to touch because you don't have a saddle that fits properly or you're riding in the wrong pad. And you can hear her, she doesn't like it. And I get told by a lot of people like, oh, your horse is back sore, your horse has ulcers. And it's like, no, I know my horse. I know how reactive she is, and it's just something I've learned to live with. But there's a very big difference between a quirky horse and a horse that's in pain. So make sure you're checking them a lot. And I make sure that I do the right things and the appropriate things to make sure I'm giving her the best life. All right, guys, thank you again so much for coming to my page. I hope you learned something. Like I said, the quirkiest of the horses make the best performance horses. I mean, Storm's already won me so much money this year. Living with those quirks is something you're gonna have to put up with to get a really good performance horse. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Bye.